Immense thanks once again for the privilege of your company as we set sail on tonight's installment of the news on Canal International, of course coming to you live from our studios in central Douala. The headlines will constitute our first punctuation on the session. It is delivered for us by Keja Henry Atembe.
Kidnappers invade Katanga Sanctuary in the Democratic Republic of Congo, take 3 baby chimpanzees hostage, the first in the history of the animal kingdom. The kidnappers are asking for $200,000 ransom to release the baby chimpanzees, namely Cesar, Hussein, and Monga. Dawn of a new era as the northwest region of Cameroon awaits its first gas plant. The 5.9 billion CFA plant will defray the cost of transporting bottled gas from Bafoussam with a reduction of 2,000 francs per bottle. Coming to you live from Douala, the 6:15 news in a split second with Ntarike Divine Ramsey Jr.
Thanks once again and sincerely so for your company. Now, if promises are anything to lean on, then there may be some good news in the pipelines for residents of Cameroon's northwest region, following the unveiling of a project to implant a gas refilling station on the outskirts of Bamenda. Stephanie Chin and Annie Collins in the following report say the close to 6 billion CFA franc venture will be delivered in about 24 months by a Nigerian contractor.
Situated about 5 kilometers from the town center, it is here at Banche in Bamenda 1 subdivision that a liquid gas refuel station is expected to sprout in 24 months. The foundation stone was laid on Saturday by the Minister of Water and Energy, who represented the Prime Minister in presence of ministers of Northwest origin.
This region is facing shortage problem because of the cost in terms of transportation. So with this project, Bamenda will have its own filling center.
Said to have been approved by the head of state, the gas plant to cost 5.9 billion francs from the hydrocarbons prices stabilization fund will cover 6 hectares and defray the cost of transporting bottled gas from Bafoussam with a reduction of 2,000 francs per bottle, among other advantages.
It's very automatic. It is modern. Unlike our other centers, you've been using mechanical, archaic methods. But here today, it will be very automatic. And with the automatic system, to treat more than 1,000 bottles a day.
70% of the population here depends on agriculture. Our seasonal cycles are unpredictable. So, poor crop yields, gas plants should change the situation.
The basic need of the human being is food, and we can all only thank the head of state for giving us what is important to us. So it is
all strata of the Northwest Society have pledged their support to the factory that will provide about 1,000 direct and indirect jobs, pending the setting up of satellite branches in all 7 divisions of the Northwest region.
Now, some say only time will tell. A quickish flashback now, because the November 6 commemoration of President Paul Biya's 40 years in office has come and gone, but memories of the event continue to linger behind. While militants of the ruling CPDM party describe the president's long stay at the helm of state as a blessing for Cameroon, critics say he has simply outlived his welcome at the helm of a country called Cameroon. D. Morin.
In front of Yaoundé City Hall, thousands of militants of the ruling CPDM gathered on Sunday, November 6 to commemorate Paul Biya's 40th year in power. The building was adorned with a giant portrait of Biya bearing the slogan, "An exceptional president." The 89-year-old is the world's longest-serving president. 40 years of undivided power cannot be given away. The CPDM has mobilized because the CPDM was created by President Paul Biya to accompany him in the implementation of the national renewal that he relaunched when he took power. But commentators ascribe Biya's extraordinary political longevity to a mixture of astuteness and ruthlessness. Pundits say he has a constellation of royalists in key positions and crushes or sidelines opponents and rivals. In recent years, he has cracked down on all opposition political parties and armed groups, earning him rare criticism from the United Nations and Western capitals. The crisis in the restive Northwest and Southwest region is a typical example. The President of the Republic is not as bad as we think. There are those around him that makes him bad. It should be noted, President Paul Biya rose to the top on November 6, 1982, after 7 years as Prime Minister. 40 years in power, Cameroonians continue to pour out mixed feelings, hoping for a better tomorrow.
Now on to something else, and on to the capital Yaoundé, where from available indications, the phenomenon of baby theft is staging a comeback. A lady charged with attempting to steal a 5-month-old baby has been apprehended as she verged on taking away her human booty to Bafoussam in the West region. Hyacinth Chia now says law enforcement officers were prompted to action following a tip-off.
It appears like a movie scene, yet a true story. The young girl of just 19 years of age said to have allegedly stolen this baby boy. How the criminal act unfolded that fateful Tuesday, 2 weeks ago at Ngona, Yaoundé 5 subdivision, was well planned by the suspect.
Elle va dans la maison de son...
She went to the residence of her few days companion in his absence. She then packed the baby items, took them into hiding, then went to the hair salon of the legitimate mother of the baby, distracted her, took the baby and disappeared.
Et s'est volatilisé.
And alerted of the stolen items, the police immediately launched the search for the culprit, and she was tracked down in a traveling agency at Mimbuman Terminus, and surprisingly with a baby ready to take off to the West region. A sigh of relief for the mother, who was already in deep agony over the loss of her child.
Je suis dans la joie parce que le temps là, j'étais traumatisée.
The reason behind the theft, quite unbelievable.
Le mobile avancé par la jeune dame.
The reason advanced by the young lady to justify the theft is that she was living with a man in Bafoussam, and she lied of being pregnant before coming to Yaoundé. So she needed a child at all costs to take to the fiancé as proof of the pregnancy. But unfortunately for her, we killed the plans.
Nous avons pu mettre la main sur elle.
She remains in custody to go through the process of justice.
What a story. Now, sand digging remains an increasingly lucrative business across Cameroon, especially as the number of building projects across urban Cameroon continue to witness a perceptible uptick. However, the activity, which involves plunging down to riverbeds to scoop up the project, comes with life-threatening risks, as we hear in the following case in point from Banja in the West region of Cameroon. Sherifa Saleh.
The lifeless remains of Anubisi Kamga Charlie have been discovered at Baloko, a village in the Banja district of the West region. The 32-year-old Anubisi Charlie, a local sand digger, reportedly went missing on Saturday, November 5th. We did not see him. We called his number. It wasn't going through. We went to his house. The door was locked. They told me his dress and mobile phone was found by the riverside. When we came, we found his corpse.
Report says that after his colleagues left the river, he stayed to continue the sand extraction. Alone, he did not have the chance to be saved. We worked together on Saturday, and I had to go to Batie, so I left him behind. We suspected he must have been dead when we found his phone and dress by the riverside. That's when we began the search and discovered the body. Leaving alone, the observation of his absence was made on November 6, 2022, before his search began until his corpse engulfed under his canoe in the water under the bridge of the Lupo River. Baloko Chief Tracy Gabriel, alongside the Banja commander of brigade and the family of the deceased, descended on the scene.
Now, the festive season is once again just around the corner, and at this time of year, traders and shop owners across markets in Douala keep their fingers tightly crossed. And that's as a result of rampant market fires, which usually break out during the festive season across Cameroon. One of such occurred at the weekend at the Dakar Commercial Space in Douala, and D. Maureen says 13 shops have been reduced to waste.
It is a Black Monday for these traders who continue to search in the rubbles for burnt items after parts of Marché Dakar was consumed by blistering flames. Giselle is devastated after losing all her goods in the flames. What is left now is this empty container. She contemplates on how to pay back her loan contracted to boost her business and wonders whether she will ever pick up with business, especially at a time when she is supposed to place orders for the festive period. She burst into tears. 13 shops were consumed in the ravaging flames. Blames on poor electrical connections that provoked a short circuit. At the Douala 3 Council, the mayor and his team presented to us a report which signals more fire outbreaks in markets if precautions are not taken by either the traders or council officials.
Nous disions de Madagascar, bouche d'incendie obstruée par des constructions, installation électrique défectueuse.
They blame the entire problem on anarchical electrical connections in markets. The problem is not only peculiar to markets in the Douala 3 Council alone. Markets like Douala Central Market, Mbopi, Congo, Bonamusadi have also suffered similar fates. Another major worry remains blocked path into markets and absence of water outlets in case firefighters have to intervene. Failure of all these is tantamount to fire outbreaks. With the festive period just next door, traders have been told to take stringent measures and remain vigilant.
On to a rather unprecedented development from Lumumbashi in the DR Congo now, where about a month ago, 3 baby chimpanzees went missing. Tree Clean information currently indicates that the baby chimpanzees were indeed kidnapped, and their doctors are currently demanding the sum of $200,000 to set them free. Stephanie Chin with field reporting from the Agence France Presse.
An animal sanctuary in the Democratic Republic of Congo is facing demands for ransom money after kidnappers abducted 3 of its baby chimpanzees. According to CNN, kidnappers broke into the young animals confiscated in Katanga Sanctuary around 3 a.m. on September 9. They took 3 of the 5 baby chimpanzees that were rescued earlier this year. Frank Chantereau, founder of the sanctuary, said he found the other 2 apes hiding in the kitchen.
Ces 2 bébés ici sont des rescapés.
These 2 babies here are survivors because the kidnappers were planning to steal them too. So, we think these animals made a lot of noise. You see me? They know me. But if you do what I do, it won't work. So it's clear that there was involvement from someone on the inside because those animals aren't going to trust you. The founder of the sanctuary reported that after the chimpanzees were abducted, his wife received 3 messages and a video of the animals from the kidnappers. The perpetrators said they took away the chimpanzees in place of their children who would have been kidnapped on vacation, but they didn't come. The kidnappers claimed to have drugged the chimpanzees and threatened to hurt them if the ransom wasn't paid.
Bien sûr, on a essayé de...
We've been trying to get as much contact as possible with these kidnappers who are asking for $200,000. Obviously, we cannot pay this ransom for several reasons. First, we do not have that money. The little we have from donations, since we live entirely on donations, goes to pay the wages of workers and feed animals. According to the sanctuary founder, the authorities are still investigating.
Thanks sincerely for your company all through. That was a shortish installment of the news on Canal International tonight. Mark Tramo comes up right next with a prelude to the 2022 World Cup coming up in just a matter of weeks now in Qatar. Alain Ghislain Kanga comes up at 1950 with more news in French. See you, stay safe, and meet us here at the same time tomorrow. Bye-bye.